Welcome back, everyone, to the North American Challengers League, Dignitas Challengers, and Team Liquid First. That first game already concluded now. We're on to the intermission, our little halftime show. Cubby, it's something you're very familiar with. Hot takes. I know you had one last year that went pretty big up there.
What do you mean? I don't know what you're talking about.
Did you see Grapes' tweet, by the way?
I did. That was less hot. We'll put it that way.
All right. I'm sure you're gonna enjoy rating these as well, Magical, because we have a few hot takes from some of our talent.
Yay.
Yes. So the rules are simple. Just rate them on a spice meter from 1 to 5.
What kind of peppers? Ghost peppers?
Peppers. We're gonna go with not ghost peppers. Cayenne peppers. Cayenne peppers. That's actually my personal favorite.
Ooh.
All right. Let's get our first hot take on the board. This one is gonna come from Beatdown. As we do pull this up, this is an angle on Team Liquid First.
Okay.
Let's pull it up.
Beat, what do you got for us?
Beatdown. Let's see how spicy this is going to be. We can't get it. It's all right.
Oh, there it is. There it is.
Ooh.
Oh, we're going with Joshi's. Okay.
Oh, Joshi's.
It does involve TLF.
All right, there you go. Mia will be the next woman in LCS. What are we rating that? Starting with you, Alex.
1.
Ooh. I'm going to give it 3 just because I know that I think Mia still has a lot of steps to take, or a ways to go. I'm a fan of Mia. I think 5-year-old challenger and some of the mechanics that she possesses are actually really, really strong, and also has a good mind for the game. But I want to see if Mia can, get there. I think that going through NACL is going to be really good for her on that process. So we'll see.
She's with a good group to find that development. Back-to-back Proving Grounds champions. Hey, I'll take that any day.
It kind of goes into what I was talking about, like how I differentiate fixed versus provisionals. Provisionals are players that you think are going to develop in a few years from now, not necessarily going to be next year ready.
I think that's a fair assessment. And it's great that the NACL is now including them to accelerate that push forward. Let's move on to our next hot take, if we could bring that on the board right now. I'm not even going to say what it is. I'm just going to let the producer throw it my way, and we'll read it live right now. Coming up. Now we got beatdowns. Team Liquid First could legitimately be top 5. Cubby, you love top 5 lists. Hit me with it.
My JoJo-inspired take was less spicy. They're more accurate than this one. I'm sorry, TLF, but no.
Well, I mean, if it's top 5 provisional teams, I agree.
That's true.
Alex,
but this gets a 5, and I would like to upgrade the peppers if I could.
Can I get a 6th one too?
You want to upgrade the peppers? Okay, just name the pepper outright, Cuddy.
I mean, is there something hotter than a ghost pepper?
Carolina Reaper.
All right, 5 Carolina Reapers, because I can only go 5.
Alex?
I'm going 5.
Sorry, TLF. You are not a top 5 team in this league.
It's not about them being bad players. It's that you look at the talent across the board, especially from a lot of these challenger teams. I mean, and I already have a clear top 5 for those teams alone.
Also, first off, Beatdown. I know that you're new for a full-time member, but Weston and hot takes. All right, if you want your take to be hot, you can't have could legitimately in there. All right, you're already trying to counter yourself. Yeah. You just have to say TLF will be top or is top 5. All right.
Commit to it, Pete.
Commit to it. This you can't add these clauses in here. All right. So maybe it gets 4 peppers now.
Yeah, come on now. Let's move on to our next hot take and see if we could find something a little bit more spicy than that one. This one is going to come from Rafa. Surdy will have the most solo kills by the end of the regular season. I like this one. I like this one a lot. Alex, lead us.
That's a good one. It's hard to say he will, because there's Bradley, and Bradley I think is someone who's going to compete with him since he had the most solo kills last year and last split. But Surdy is definitely someone I think could give him a run for his money. That's why, I'm gonna go with a 3, just because I think Bradley might beat him. But I think Surdy definitely could be in the conversation for top 3 or 4.
I'm going with 4 just because it's most. I don't think it's gonna be the most.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna be the most. Like I said, if I
have faith.
Adjusted it to be a top 4, top 3, I probably would say a 1. But that's why I'm putting it at 3.
You're competing. You got to remember, you're competing with Faisal. You're competing with General Sniper, who've already got a lot of solo kills onto that one.
I think Surdy can solo kill both of them.
Ooh, Sniper's already solo killed Surdy, Magical.
Yes,
Yeah,
and
Sniper's
you don't know
going
the
to work.
revenge of Surdy, man.
Sniper's been going to work already.
All right, let's move on to our next hot take. Let's see who it's going to be this time. I believe this one should come from Kangas. Yes, it does. Despite having a strong roster, Dignitas Challengers will end playoffs in 5th or 6th place so that Diamond can be on the broadcast with us. Steve, what the heck, man? Cubby, what's going on?
He just gave him the double lift treatment. Oh, God. Honestly, I do think that Dignitas is like one of our top teams. I think that they are a top 4 roster that we have in the league, and so I expect for them to be in the top 4. But I think the league's very competitive this split, so I'm gonna give 3 peppers. That is my respect to Dignitas, but that would not surprise me given how competitive the league is.
I'm gonna go with a 4. It's funny, we're just changing peppers at this point. No, I'm gonna go with a 4 just because I do think that Dignitas is a top 4 team.
I feel like you can say this about the regular season.
That's a funny one, though, Steve. That's very funny.
You can say this about them in the regular season to give them a buff for playoffs, because we saw what happened last year.
That's true.
It's true. But I mean, that was like a kind of a ham-fisted roster with Perry coming in and then Gomsu and Neo as well. Obviously did very, very well. Props to Insanity and JJ especially there. But yeah, I will see. I have confidence they're going to play the full split together. And I really do, I think very highly of this roster. So see what happens.
All right, our next hot take will be coming from Mazel. So we'll pull that one up right now. We'll see how spicy Mazel does like his food. Get the scrolling coming in. Our final hot take right now.
Mazel is from, has ties in Texas. So I know Mazel does like the spice. Okay. I feel like that's very key for Mazel in terms of, spicing things up. Maybe a spicier take for him is actually less spicy overall, but more spicy for us. Who knows?
All right.
I thought that's the logic you guys use for me.
No, we just... there is no logic when it comes to you, man.
Zero. Fair. Absolutely zero. So we don't have a card for this one, so I'm just going to say it out loud, and you can rate it right there. Provisional teams will holistically end on a positive win record regular season.
5. Not going to happen, but I will give provisional teams this. I believe that wildcard is 4-0, which happened on the other stream, and I think that their record is slightly below 500 at the moment, which major props to provisional teams, because keep in mind, they do not have first pick when it comes to players, because Challengers players have minimum salary, so they get paid more. So the fact they are being this competitive this early in the season, huge props to all the provisional teams that we have so far.
Cubby, I don't trust you, man. I don't trust you, because we were in that IMT wildcard game together when you said this game is done.
Dude, it was an 8-0 1530. Don't bring me back. I just want to put that thing behind me. All right.
I think no. He's trying to make you go bald too. That's what Eric's plan here is.
LCS
had to pull more hair out.
Baby.
LCS had Doug Trio. I don't want to be a part of that. We got to come up with something new. We can't copy it. I like my hair.
You get hair like me and just dress like this, and we can start like a 60s English boy band.
The hair is the only cool thing that I have going for me. All right. When it comes to this. All right. I mean sweaters too, but I need the hair. All right.
You look good, Cubby. You look good. Alex, provisional teams will holistically end on a positive win record regular season. Rate the spice.
5, because I don't think that's what provisional teams are made for. I think that provisional teams are for, further down the line. You're getting these players the experience now so that in a year or two that they can move up to Challengers. Then a year or two after that, they can move up to LCS.
Okay, yeah. You know what? I'm somewhat in agreement with this. I think there's going to be a lot more provisional teams with win-loss records, with positive win-loss records than we're expecting, because we had last year with Proving Grounds, we had the whole thing that happened with amateur teams and trying to vote on how many teams amateur teams would get. We were all wrong. We were all terribly wrong about that, and I think we're going to be terribly wrong about provisional teams in this season.
Oh, shout out to our production, flying standings on the fly, as we get a mid-series update. Looks like Golden Guardians Challengers took game 1 against Cincinnati Fear. I gotta say, not too surprised there, but I predicted a 1-1, so we'll see if that ends up coming true yesterday on my stream. I was doing VOD reviews. We were going over the tape, Eric.
I got to catch up with you. I'll be doing
grinding
that
up, baby.
Tonight. Yeah. Alex, anything stand out on those standings for you? Oh, you're writing first. You're writing first.
Yeah, I was writing notes. I was writing notes, people.
Show me the notebook. Is it as fancy as the one? It's green.
The green notebook.
I thought you had the fancy one like you did last year, Alex.
You mean green screen?
I mean, it's the composition notebook. Oh my god.
All right.
Excellent.
Well, that is going to do it for all our spice. I need to go get some sugar. I need to go get some milk to calm down and cool off after that. But we are going to have our draft of Game 2 now ready. Dig Challengers versus Team Liquid first. Can they bounce back? Let's find out right now. See you guys later.
We'll see you in just a little bit. Go have fun with getting your sugar and milk. That's what you said, right?
Milk is good for spice. You know, it actually helps filter it out.
Yeah, but sugar, I don't think sugar is.
No, sugar's the enemy. We are anti-sugar gang here. Yeah.
That's kind of what I thought. I was a little confused by that one, but I'm not confused by this.
Even my coffee, sugar-free cream. You know, no sugar. It's winnable.
Yeah, my soda's totally sugar-free. Totally.
That's all right. Never change my magical. Speaking of not changing bans for Dignitas Challengers, we have Fiora and Jax taken away again.
I was just saying that.
But also, we have a Caitlyn taken away from TL first. So respecting what Tomo and Diamond were able to do last game.
Literally just, I was trying to do that, and then you just kept making it about coffee, and then you stole exactly what I said, nearly verbatim.
I'm on cup 2 of the day. I need 2 cups with you, Mad Magical. I need to try and keep up, all right? I do this for you, all right? This is.
I mean, that's fair. I can't necessarily say you're wrong for doing that, but this Yuumi ban from Dignitas Challengers, Rise, they are looking for that first pick onto Rise this time around.
So again, the power picks right now, Lucian, Maokai, and Rise are all up. I'm curious if TL decides to maybe take away a Cassante, because they could grab 2 out of the 3 of those champions on the second rotation. That's something that I could see TLF doing here.
Honestly, I think I would like that as well. Just leave some.
Okay. I love Maokai bans. Maokai should not be allowed through draft. He's too strong.
He's very strong, but the thing. Oh, okay. The Nami picked up by Diamond pretty quickly, so they're looking like they want to get that Lucian for themselves. And this is where I talked about how, you know, I don't think Lucian has to only be paired with Nami personally. I think there are other options. They're not as good, granted, but still something you can take away, especially the power. So maybe the Rise Lucian here would be really cool to see from TLF to deny that power in the bot lane for Tomo and Diamond.
Yeah, usually we see Ezreal taken after that. But what I would like here for Dignitas, they have access to Vi if they want it. Or also Nami Wukong, very strong combo. I'm expecting an Ezreal from Tomo. We will see if that ends up switching up. But I am curious because the answers that we see in the Nami, Lucian Lulu's not a great combo. I wonder if we actually see a Sona for Rovex. That is something else that, is an opportunity. But I was asking for Vi. Instead, it's going to be Sejuani. So setting up a melee solo laners here for Dignitas.
Curious to see if we'll see that Cassante drafted early. Despite Hoon having some good exchanges early into the game, Surdy was a difficult champ to deal with when it came to a lot of those team fights, with how he was able to separate a lot of the battlefield, make it so that Hoon's Gnar ults just didn't connect onto anybody but like one person. But instead, they're just going for power. They are going for that powerhouse. Ooh. And a Bash duo top lane taking advantage of the melee you talked about with Sejuani that they needed.
Weird draft that we have coming in, quite frankly, as
are you not entertained? Are you not entertained?
I am. I'm very interested. As if we see the Sona, I expect marksman bans. I think an Ezreal deny would be really good for TLF. As they could take that away from Dignitas. I would not be surprised at all. Again, if we see the Sona. So Sona locked in. Into Nami, you can somewhat... You bring sustain to the table. Can kind of match the pokes. You put similar ranges. The big difference, though, for Sona, late game, she's crazy. Like, if Sona gets past, like level 13, where you're able to max, like, 2 of your abilities, she scales to level 18 as a support. So, late game, Sona's very, very strong and can do work against Sejuani plus Renekton if you are able to stay safe. I wonder if we see Sona with... I wouldn't be surprised if we see heal or barrier out of here, her maybe even a cleanse. Whereas TLF, they have that Rise showing, so I expect them to take away some mid laners that are good in the Rise, Cassin and likely Syndra, or maybe another melee. Whereas on the side of Dignitas, they can't protect the Renekton here, so expect a Gnar ban against Surdy and maybe Cassante even taken away.
Also, we got called out by Eric. He's saying that He just posted something from, I don't even know what that website that is. It says 4 effective remedies to cool your mouth after eating spicy food. Number 2 is sugar.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either.
Sugar's still the enemy. Don't do it, kids. Avoid the sugar.
Don't listen to him. Sugar's amazing.
No, it's bad for you.
It's the best thing. It's so good.
Better than
it's
sugar.
delicious.
Don't get addicted. You know, this is the health remedy. This is, you know, having too much sugar. No, having too much sugar. That's like playing too much Yumi in League of Legends. Don't do it. It's bad for you in the long run.
Very much too late for me. Very much. Anyways, looking at the draft so far.
Yeah.
We see both Cassidy and Silas taken off of the table for Insanity in this mid lane. Syndra, though, strangely enough, still open, and Insanity is more than proficient with that champion.
So Gnar left up. Wouldn't be surprised if we just see Gnar grab to give City that 5 pick. The Renekton showing. Now Renekton, it can be played mid. So maybe that's where TLF is like, all right, we're just gonna take jungle here. Would be one motivation for City. But again, taking away that Volibear that City did prove he was so good on yesterday. It really feels like that's the focus right now for Dig. As time runs out, there's the Gnar.
Yeah, I was hoping that we didn't see the Gnar picked, because then if it was a jungle pick, we could highlight maybe the Lucian getting flexed.
Okay.
Because Surdy doesn't know how to play that. But I know you want to talk about this, Yone.
No, I was going to set this up. Nami plus Mage's bot is really slept on and underrated. Now, I was actually talking with Insanity middle of last season about brand Nami bot. Right now, there is a lack of magic damage on the side of Dignitas. Is that second solo laner they're going to take is Yone. Curious to see if that... It should be Yone mid. But I would not be surprised.
I'm with you on the brand.
Not be surprised to see a mage bot here for the side of Tomo. Something like a Ziggs, maybe. A little bit of magic damage. Who knows?
I mean, right now, Diamond's Diamond's trolling us by just going through everything at the moment. There it is. It's Brand. It's Brand. Baby, you are on point today.
Pat's LCS, can I please get that on Twitter? Just gonna throw that one out. All right, Brand Nami. With the E, it's so powerful because you can spread the slow. So with Nami E, right? Very, very powerful because you can spread the slow and then use that to line up a Q, try and find the stun, and one-shot. Brand has a ton of power in the early stages of the game. And we get a City Witty special, baby. It's the king. He's a lot of value this game.
God, this is crazy. I love this. I love these drafts from these teams. You were talking about how it's all been boring and stale for you. I have not had that. For some reason, these players know who I am. They know what I like, and they are providing.
All right, so this game for Dignitas, power on the top side. I'm really curious to see where Sejuani goes, because Tomo Diamond want to play a kill lane bot. They want to murder Sona over and over and over. I think that when Sejuani path spot, they can protect that. Whereas for TLF, City needs to scale up a little bit. He needs to get his form, and Red Kayn has a ton of value this game. So I am really curious if it is Red Kayn to deal with the front line at Dig. Yeah, there is an option for blue, but I would rather see red.
I think I'm with you. Red would fit better.
Yeah. But this is a City Witty special. I mean, one of the clips that we showed from him on Taco Gaming, he was playing it. City's very good at funneling resources to himself. So I do want to see if him and TLF are able to execute that, because especially bot lane, they will be under fire early.
Mm-hmm. Did you make that pun on purpose?
Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Everything I do is on purpose.
Sure. But you know what is also on purpose?
The pause definitely didn't give that away,
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm avoiding it, ignoring it, because we got a game, Cubby. It is game 2. Dignitas Challengers. They took a well-fought game 1. Insanity was able to hit that point of getting level 16 on Cassidy. But this time around with Tomo on Brand, a lot of firepower mixed with a lot of water. I guess that makes land, because that's kind of how lava and water work, but we're not going to get into that either. I'm getting sidetracked completely. Game, Cubby, get us back on track.
It's going to be landfall on the Sona bot. Is that what you're saying?
Back in game, Cubby.
Oh.
You're supposed to be the straight man. I'm the crazy one.
Well, I mean, if we want to keep on going out, I've been asking some of our players some of the highlights of their off season. One of them, Soul, was his first time going to Korea and boot camping there. It was a big highlight earlier in the day. You want to know what Diamonds was?
What's that?
He watched 600 episodes of One Piece. It's a nice break. So now, landfall, like with the brand Nami creating land, I tied it back in. See?
I see what you did, and I'm upset.
All right, we have an invade for City. Again, Kane, you want to start on the AoE camps, and he knows that he is up on the Sejuani, so he's taking that away. Potentially a split map scenario. With the changes that we had to jungle this year, it is less valuable to take your opponent's camps. So we're going to have to see if that has any impact, as XU actually has taken the red buff, and he is sprinting straight to this side of the jungle. Will be spotted by City, who is now getting out of here. So just going to get the one camp.
I think he thinks he's on to Gromp instead. He might have the... What is it? Shadow Walk? I always forget what the name of it is. Yeah, he does.
Oh, wait.
He's looking for that early gank on Hoon, who's now realized what's about to happen. There's going to be a little bit of damage. I don't think they're going to kill him, though. He's got Flash still available. They just want to burn that or gain control of the top lane for Surdy. But now that XU is here and going to get a little bit of damage onto City Witty, but traded back pretty efficiently since 30 is about to go Mega, which is going to be really difficult.
Oh.
That's why there's a flash from City looking for the exchange while we have a completely different fight. It's split up between the two. Only ones that are really low are the two junglers, but with Insanity posturing, ready to roam, and having his own little skirmish against Insanity in the mid lane, everyone will fall back.
So City does get some stacks from that, which is not all bad. Oh,
wait a minute, Aspect! Oh, man! Game of inches mid lane.
I think if he autos instead of Qs, maybe he guarantees that the damage lands and he gets a kill, but not the case. Insanity flashes out, and it will at least be a TP being forced out early from Aspect. As we see the interaction from Tomo. Again, if you empower the brand, when you hit that E, it's a point and click. If something's already burning with the brand passive, it just AoE spreads, and that slow gets applied to everything. So that enables brand to follow up then with the stun, the Q, anything else that he needs to find the kills. So we'll have to keep an eye on bot lane. Again, expect it to be very volatile early.
So I like this pathing from City. Even if it's taking camps away that don't give as much experience, is trying to slow down an already slow jungler in Sejuani, making it more difficult for you to scale up into the game, look for those impactful engages and ganks early on. Sure, XU saw his flash and gonna have Arctic Assault available to look for a gank like this.
No flash.
But City's already there. He's ready to fight as well. They're getting a lot of damage onto Aspect. He will die to first blood, but City wants to get revenge. XU is low. City's still fighting, but Insanity is
he
scary.
wants it, man.
They've got to be careful. He wants it so bad, but he just couldn't get in range to kill off XU.
Surdy even walked here after he was able to get the 3-wave crash. Rovex here as well, but that's not going to matter.
Wow.
As it was a decent read from City, but again, Sejuani plus melee early, so difficult for teams to deal with, and XU and Dignitas cash it in.
With no flash either, as you had called out from Aspect, he was...
Yeah.
Unless City went right at the same time XU did, instead of trying to be reactive. Yeah, like if you look at the pathing right here, he wanted to help out, but instead of going right now, it meant that he was going to die.
And this is a great gank from Dignitas. It's not only is it a flashless mid, but also Aspect. He did get the wave in, so he based and TP'd back. So a big punish, the fact that he's now forced to walk back. And Insanity now, if you get ahead as Yone, it's so easy for you to push Snowball your lead. As speaking of Snowball and Surdy, just ding level 4, but I think he's dead.
Did. He's under the tower. He flashed away.
No,
they got
flash.
the stun. Surdy, though, that's a massive minion wave he has to clear quickly. They can reset. They can look to try again.
Mega,
how
though.
healthy that XU is. Yeah, you're right. He's about to get Mega. He's still a little bit off from that. And that's why XU is positioning, ready to posture, looking for the fight, getting the damage. He's cutting back, but the stun is there so Hoon can clean up.
The Sejuani comps, man, it's paying off in Insanity.
No!
Yep.
Every solo lane now looking devastating for TLF.
Oh, boy.
Dignitas Challengers, they took that inch and they made it a mile.
It's part of why we have such high expectations for this team is, again, Insanity. I really do give Insanity so many props because, end of last year, playing for Immortals in 21, he didn't have any offers to go to Academy. A lot of players would take a break in that time. Like, we have Armeo taking a split off right now, and Armeo, we all know he's good enough to be playing in this league or above. Insanity actually went to an amateur team in Hunter Next, and he played, really helped General Sniper grow as a player. All of his teammates were like, we love working with David. He's been fantastic. I think it just really speaks to who Insanity is as a person and as a competitor. And for him to come back in Academy last split, take second, be one of the best performing players and mid laners that we had in the entire Proving Grounds tournament and ecosystem, It's been a really cool bounce back for Insanity, and it's great to see him playing well again this year on a roster that has such high expectations.
Honestly, I would argue he was the key factor for Dignitas Academy's
Oh, he was so good in PG.
He was the dominant player. Everyone else looked good, but man, he was on point. And looking at this top lane,
like this,
get something for the team. Hoon, he has his ult available, and he looks to re-engage. He's getting a lot of damage on Aspect and the rest of the members. 1v3, Hoon's still alive. They could look to reset, but they're too tepid on this because bot lane, a different play's happening. Insanity realizes, hey, you went top, I'll just look for your squishy bot. Bro, Vex, you can't get out of here. You have one of the lowest health bars.
Yeah, take it off the board. Dignitas continue to cruise. And I do like that Renekton pick they took with the Sejuani because it does deny Ryze Renekton, which is such a powerful combo for early games. And also, Renekton's hard to dive. So Hoon with the experience advantage on the Surdy because of the dive that him and Exi were able to execute. He just comes right back, able to survive, cash that in, open up something else for his team on the other side of the map as Dignitas are cruising in this early game. A 3K gold lead, first dragon to boot, and before Rift Herald spawns, so they can easily contest that as well with the strength of Sejuani on the top side.
This game looking a lot more one-sided than the previous one. There's good team fights that came in from TLF, and they're going to need those now. As early game, the pressure they can try to get, maybe even get the early stacks for City to have that early evolve, just not going to come to fruition. So instead, it's back to the drawing boards and probably relying on that scaling you talked about with having Sona on your team.
Yeah, and like that is why Insanity winning mid is so important too, because it makes sure that the Ryze like actually just can't get out on the map. If Ryze isn't able to get out on the map, you are not nearly as useful as a champion. Like you're really all your power comes from your ability to kind of surf the map and impact side lanes. Insanity is shoving this wave in the turret every single time, so Aspect is stuck there. He's down 2 levels as well, and City, I appreciate you tickling this Rift Herald, but you have no business being here as Sejuani and Diamond on the Nami have rotated, and this Rift Herald
was on his way too. They have everyone here.
Yeah.
Rovex takes so much damage, no crescendo.
Oh my,
look at Insanity. Dead. He's like, yeah, bro, step up to me and watch what happens.
Yeah, Sona's real squishy early. She scales, but if you take her out of the game, she never gets in it. It sure feels like that's what's happening for Rovex and honestly all TLF at this point, as they tried to go for the scaling, and Dignitas, oh, they're punishing left, right, and center.
So apparently Dignitas said that Kingus is no longer invited to the cookout. I don't know what that's in reference to, but instead we're going to see someone get cooked out in top lane. It's going to be Surdy, chewed up once again, made into a barbecue. Tomo actually is going to die. Mia flexing the muscle here in the bot lane. Well played to get somewhat of an advantage back for TLF, but City, he's low, and he used the Umbral Trespass onto Hoon, trying to take him low. He's going for the knockup, but missed. Instead, it has the Shadow Walk. Now the flash in with the Reap, not enough. Exu, he's low, but he got the stun. Can Rovex slow down Exu a little bit more? They can't get there. Well, Mia gets ganked by Insanity and Diamond while they couldn't chase down the jungler.
I think TLF have realized that this game is already well out of reach, so they're just making things wild early on. Got to say, I respect that, but the person who's responding the best to all of it, it is Insanity, who finds the answer in the bot lane with the help of Diamond. And City, again, like, he's showing that he knows how to play the Kayn. It's just, he's coming up just short on some of these kills. Didn't connect with a W to find the slow. I know he's playing on high ping, but maybe if he hits that, TLF can chase that down and get something back. Instead, it really is only souls at the consolation prize for Kayn. We'll have the earlier evolve, which we expect to be red Kayn, but I mean, TLF, look at their solo laners. They're both down 1 level, have been down 2 levels, and okay, we're gonna look at the bright side, Mia.
Props to Mia. You know,
nice
props
flash,
to Mia for getting this, getting the flash, everything. It's just unfortunately, you're too far from your turret, and look how fast Diamond and Insanity are moving. Even if you booked it straight to the tower, they're just going to dive you.
I mean, Mia is kind of forced to try and get this wave in. Like you have to. So, or else it's the solo kill is not worth it. And as we get back to live,
not looking any brighter. Not looking any brighter, Mia. Unfortunately, the burn and minions in combination will get 2 more kills for the side of Dignitas Challengers. This game, you know, I hate to say it's over. It's only 10, 11 minutes into the game. And also, we've also seen Challenger teams have a massive lead and lose. But this game is feeling really difficult because you have scaling aspects that need to work now.
I think that this game is going to be nice propaganda for anyone and everyone that wants to try Brand Nami bot, which I do highly recommend. It's like one of the most fun duos that you can play bot lane.
We got to get the copy pasta? We got to post this on Twitch. Someone make the poster of it. You got to make it like old Soviet style too.
What?
Yeah.
What are we going for?
Propaganda.
Oh no, I mean, I think that this lane is just like incredibly strong.
Oh no, I'm not
No
saying
one's
it's not.
playing
I just want to make
Yeah.
a propaganda poster. That's all I'm saying.
Oh no, I think that we'll just run clips of what they do in this game. That'll be all the propaganda that we need.
I feel like it still needs like a gradient over it just to really sell it.
Fire plus water. It works in League of Legends. Please play Brand plus Nami.
All right, there we go. That's what I want.
I mean,
So
that was pretty lame, honestly. We might have to workshop that one.
Have you heard some of the old propaganda videos?
Oh, I mean, I'm concerned to say yes, as I know that you're the poli-sci major here.
Yeah,
but
that's like I heard a bunch of those in my time.
Hold on, I'm gonna play.
They don't ever sound that good, but here's Hoon with dominance up. It's going to be difficult. Sidestepping that, popping it early, noticing how many members are here with Surdy low, double slice and dice. The knockup with the reach as well.
Oops.
Shut down for City. Hey, it's something.
City does have that red cane, and yes, you were right. It's something, and also Diamond might be in trouble.
Diamond heals up a lot right there. And here's XU getting the stun on Namiya too. So there's no damage that can be thrown out at Diamond. The flash over the wall. Calling, is it enough? Trying to tickle, but it's going to be XU getting the kill and executing both bot laners underneath the turret because Rovex, he is a squishy boy. And XU, you could give this kill over to Tobio, or you could take it for himself. I think you take it for yourself. Why not? Why not get your own kills? The flash away. Arctic Assault Rampage.
Honestly, so Mia burned the cleanse in the last 1v1 against Tomo. If she had cleanse up, I think that she can at least get something back on that play. Not the case, though, as XU continues to push this game forward. It's an AK gold lead for Dignitas Challengers. And again, we weren't kidding when we said this was a team that we expected to be competitive and could win the league. I mean, we have high expectations for this team, and they're showing why in this series.
At the same time, I didn't even realize Rift Herald got popped.
Oh, we just going to get a turret cam?
Yeah, I think so. Well, we already saw the fight, so...
All right.
Why not? Is it going to be a secondary charge, too? Oh, no.
Go Insanity. Oh, yeah. Beyblade it up.
I mean, if we got to look at the gold, I'm pretty sure half the gold lead between Dignitas Challengers and TLF is Insanity. Or XU. One of the two.
It's going to be a concerning
Probably
chunk.
Insanity.
And the nice part about Insanity is that when you are this far ahead on the Yone, again,
I was right.
you can go wherever
I was
you
right.
want.
It is Insanity.
Holy shnikes. Well, that's 3K. As Insanity, again, you can do whatever you want as the Yone when you are this far ahead. This champion, when it gets ahead, your ability to snowball games is rather absurd, given how much aggression and safety you have at the same time.
Speaking of absurd, you know, we don't want to lie to the viewers and be like, okay, you can get back into this game. This is how you do it. But I just as a food for thought, how can no, I'm not going to even say if. How can TLF get back into this game? Not giving you the wiggle room.
Wherever City goes, maybe you can make a play. I think that's where we're at right now. But
how
it's
many times
tough.
does that have to happen?
We'll let them figure it out for us if we do get close. But I think City is like the one saving grace here, as the Red Cane and at least even in items with the counterpart, Gorge Drinker, you can make some things happen. But again, it is so difficult. As you can see, Aspect, look at how far back he has to play as Hoon's on this turret. City's going to get some scouting down, but Diamond bases. XU sneaks on out, and again, TLF come up with nothing.
This is where we talked about the gold lead that we know Dignitas Challengers have, but bringing up experience differentials here too, I think is just as important. The Aspect is so low. Look at level 6 Rovex. Tomo is level 10, the same as the mid laner, so this fight, 2v4, is being thwarted by just them, with Hoon now TPing in to easily make sure they can execute.
There's the brand ult.
And then the dash over the wall, that's a lot of damage, but not enough to secure any more kills, just secure a lot of advantages.
I'm telling you, Imperial Mandate Nami plus Brand, it does so much damage. Uh-oh, Hoon. It's Hoon in time. He's looking for more.
It's Hoon time. There's the Umbral Trespass. Mia getting a little bit of damage, but that slice, they got an easy kill there with the stun. There's no way out of this one, even with teammates there. They can look for Hoon to try to turn it back. The knockup with reach. Does he go in? He does! He calls the meek!
Oh no, City couldn't get out. I love Aspect with like just the mini realm warp over the wall too. That was goofy. But hey, they get the shutdown. 10k gold deficit still. This game's getting out of control. I just want to see how much damage Tomo and Diamond can do in these fights, man. Imperial Mandate Brand. You get the bounce, the slows on everyone. With how Nami E works with spells now, it's pretty sweet. Really tough for TLF to deal with, and Yeah, I want to see if
Speaking
I
of
can
tough to deal with right now, Insanity
hold on.
is really tough to deal with. He dies underneath the turret and
Good
doesn't
sidestep.
really care too much. He can sidestep, even though Surdy did too.
Yeah.
He's just showing how much power he has. The tour de force of any lane that Insanity will now be a part of.
No, I mean, again, this game's pretty done and dusted right now. We're watching scrim meta. It's good times.
Well, this is also kind of why, you know, teams, when they get to this point, are just like, you know what can we do? And that's why I gave you the hypothetical, like, what can they do? Because it is, in my opinion, insurmountable. I have seen larger gold leads lost, but not this early into the game.
No, I saw one Saturday, to be fair, but, you know.
Are they that far ahead this early?
Yeah, IMT was this far ahead this early.
Oh, jeez. Okay, well, I gotta eat my words then.
Yeah, tough times.
All right, you know what? Now I'm a believer. Let's go, TLF. You've got this. This is gonna be the pep rally. This is gonna be your comeback speech. I'm here to help you out. I'll take assistant Coach Kiss's job because I'm gonna hype you up and rally everyone, all the forces. You know what? City, lead the charge. You're gonna get these kills. Make sure Tomo dies before he can ult. Mia, you're gonna join up with City every single time. Aspect and Surdy, you are now essentially just stun bots. You don't need to do anything else. Just stun the important people. Make sure Insanity can't do anything. Hoon has to waste his ult the entire time. And then Rovex, just scale. Don't go near them. Don't try. Just stay away from everyone, because right there, when you
nice
stay
sidestep.
near Mia,
Nice
it makes it really difficult, but they got a lot of damage on Tomo. The flash coming in for Mia, but that's going to be the root and the stun, and Mia could not get in range to take down Tomo.
Nice attempt from Mia. It was a nice sidestep on the stun. And again, Mia and TLF just trying to push, trying to find anything that they can. Again, this game's out of reach. I think going on the Brand, who is flashless, is a decent attempt, but just not enough gas in the tank, given the gold difference. And speaking of attempts.
I like this City. I like this attempt. That's a lot of damage thrown back at your face.
Got IE.
He's got IE. It's hard to deal with. His crits are insane. Umbral Trespass doesn't do any damage. The Flash Insanity takes him down. They're all in the wall. That's going to be the Gnar ult, but it was tempered away. They've got Hoon.
No way.
It's 2v3.
Oh, no.
They've got him. Double kills. And Rovex, the last one left, does sidestep the ult coming in from Sejuani, but can't sidestep the damage of Insanity.
Oh, Insanity, he's back, man. It's a new year, but he's still looking to make his mark in the new league, NACL. Meet Insanity. Whew. I mean, that's Yone for you right there. Your ability to change, distance change, really where you're at so quickly. And the buffer from Insanity, really well done. Pretty textbook here. As I think that's going to be the finishing touches on this game. Dignitas looking to speed run this game too. And move to 3-1 in week 1.
Looking dominant in this game as well. Already taking down an inhibitor turret at just 19 minutes into the game. They could have taken the inhibitor. Normally people will be like, God, don't take it so early. It gives them advantage back in. But it feels like when you have a play like this where City attempts to do damage to Insanity, and Insanity's like, bro, I have IE. I'm Yone. There's no fight.
We're gonna be playing this clip for like the rest of the year now. It's the solo kill.
That buffer.
Yeah, no, the buffer, and then you get a lot of value from the W here. You're hitting multiple targets, the shield bow as well. Hoon on the Prowler's Claw, able to delete everyone else too. Too far ahead on this Renekton, and just too good here for Dignitas as they are cruising to a 2-0. Again, we can't say it enough. Like, this is a team where if they won the league, we would not be surprised. And they have that expectation, like, from Bakery. Like, our goal with this roster is to win NACL. Now, again, I think the goal should be to promote players internally and externally. But if you are hitting those two goals, then you will win. That Dig can do that with his team, and we're just going to have to see how far they can go this split.
Right now, TLF doing no damage. City.
Here comes Brand.
He got deleted. That's that Brand Nami combo that you kind of talked about. It is Brand time. The landfall, it's sliding down the hill. I hate to make the reference back to your bad joke, but I have to because this game, there's been no hope for a while, and Dignitas Challengers have made sure there will be no avenues into the game. Even looking at how Insanity is playing so defensively, just annihilating. Rovex was trying to steal away there with Cole, but it wouldn't have mattered because this is such a gargantuan lead for Dignitas.
Yeah, it's because it's such a gargantuan lead. We can't get into more Brand facts and why he's good. Damage on the passive is uncapped versus monsters. And that is % health, baby. It's clutch. You can melt through some of those objectives. As also Elk Battery, caster for the OQs we have starting up here shortly. In future weeks. And the last time that Brand was played at this level was Hooks. back in 2018. So that's been a while. Oh, hold on. That's too much.
Insanity.
That's too deep.
It might be a little bit too much, or is it? You got the shield. Okay, it is. Good. I got 4 members here. Please kill Insanity.
Yeah, no ult that time. Nice run more from Aspect. At least get something back. But again, consolation prize. They can laugh that one off pretty easily in the dig camp.
Can I just say something? You talked about the uncapped damage to monsters as well for Brand. I find it funny because it was meant purely to make sure that Brand could be a jungler.
Yeah, that was like back when they were trying to get like Brand Morgana in the jungle.
Yeah. And
I still think Morg jungle. There are a few strats where you can run Morg right now, but it's too bad in the Zeri illusion. But if it's like a Varus Cake game and then you see Vi Sejuani, I think Morg is still very playable. That's my other rant.
Agree. No, I actually agree.
Okay.
That's why I've been saying I think Morgana should be played a little bit more. But right now...
Yeah, she's pretty bad early, though. Games are pretty snowbally. But as she scales like a mother.
Speaking of snowball, we've already seen that throughout this game. 22 minutes into the game. We have more Nexus Search about to fall. It was a sidestep, but with 3 versus 3, forcing out Aspect to come into this mid lane to try to defend. It will leave top lane a little bit more exposed to Hoon, and they have to constantly rotate back and forth, back and forth. This is all without Insanity. This is essentially 4 members alone taking on the 5 of TLF. That's why they have to split and look for one. Getting the flash out of Hoon. Should survive with the boulder toss. Throw another rock, looking for Hoon over the wall. Connects the boulder. City's here. The Prowler's Claw. It cannot kill off City fast enough. They can wait it out, so City gets the kill. But what's happening in the base is it's all going to ruins. They're living, but they're limping. They have very little left, and even City did not recall in time. So now they have to deal with both of their inhibitors falling.
Yeah, City took... Oh, boy, here it is. That's the Brand.
Bye, Robex. That's what I expect. Once you have that Pyroclasm go out, Mia's deleted as well. TLF, they got 1 pick, but at what cost? Because your Nexus Turrets are falling. And Dignitas Challengers, a team that we are having in high regards, going into the North American Challengers League, proving just why they're able to make it to the finals last time off the back of Insanity, and this time start off their season with a 3-1, with games being so clean that they're outright disgusting.
I gotta say, that was a rather creative draft from Dignitas, but I could see the theory and the execution was there as well. As again, when you have that Brand Nami bot, if they're able to get ahead on their own, you can do that against the Sona. Just play through the Sejuani lanes for the rest of the game. They made that game look pretty unplayable for the side of TLF, and well-deserved 2-0. Looking forward to hearing from him.
Same here. Honestly, dominant performance from a lot of their players. When you look from lane to lane, everyone had a performance that they can right to the bank and be like, this is in the highlight reel. Insanity, of course, having a lot of those. But we're going to toss it to a break so we can get ready for Dignitas Challengers and have an interview with our host, Desiree. We'll be back in just a little bit, so make sure you stay tuned.
Welcome to the North American Challengers League. We've gone through quite a few renovations coming into 2023, but worry not, I'll be your guide. As we prepare for the next chapter of semi-pro play, why don't I give you a tour of some of the changes we have in store. The 2023 North American Challengers League will feature an expanded 16 teams that fall into one of 2 categories. The 10 franchise teams from last season will be known as fixed teams. Our 6 expansion teams will be known as provisional teams. These categories have implications on relegations, one of our big new changes. Only provisional teams can be relegated. We'll talk more about this in a moment. Moving on to the regular season, which consists of a single round robin where every team in the league will face off against each other in a best of 2. At the end of the regular season, all teams will be seeded into a double elimination playoffs bracket. After 3 weeks of play, we'll have a champion crowned on March 29th. This takes us to relegations. The 4 lowest placing provisional teams will compete against the top 4 from the 2 NACL qualifiers. This promotion tournament will take place on April 17th. The top 4 teams from this promotion tournament will qualify for promotion into the NACL summer. We'll have more updates on this as we get closer to the date. With more teams, games, and opportunities for promotion, I have no doubt in my mind we're in for the most exciting season of semi-pro play yet. Be sure to catch the North American Challengers League's first day on January 21st at 1 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you there. Hope you enjoyed that little update of our format, but we are back in live, and I am joined with Tomo, one of our winners from Dignitas Challengers. How you doing today, brother?
Yeah, I'm good. I got to cook on the brand today, so I'm happy.
All right, first of all, before we get into the kitchen, let's talk about the being in the off season, right? Talk to me. How was your break? Did you get into anything fun?
What was my break? I think my break was actually kind of stressful because obviously my contract with Likewise expired, so I was LFT. I think I wasn't really on anyone's like priority list for the most part, except Dignitas. So I'm happy that like I gotta get on a team and prove myself, I guess.
Yeah. And with such a familiar support alongside you in Diamond.
Yeah.
And that's what I want to bring up right now. I want to talk about your relationship with both Diamond and Insanity, because I know of them to be experienced shot callers in the semi-pro space. Both of them have been leaders on their rosters. What is the dynamic with both of them in Dignitas Challengers?
Yeah, for sure. I think they both have very strong voices, and every game it's like pretty easy to play. Like for me, all I need to do is focus on like last hitting and like doing damage, and they'll just like tell everyone else what to do. The game's pretty easy with them.
All right, so that leadership really coming through on Dignitas. I always love to hear that. But I want to let you cook now, Tomo. Cubby said on broadcast that he had talked with Insanity about brand bot in the past. I want to know what sparked that in the present. Why did Dignitas lock this in, and what's the idea behind that pick?
Yeah, so we first picked Nami, right? And they took away Leloution, and they paired it with Sona. So I'm pretty much like, you could drop me to 4-5. I have something cooking, right? I played Brand with Diamond a bit in solo queue when like the season reset, so we got a duo queue a bit. So we played a few games of that in solo queue, and it seemed pretty strong when we played it. So it just felt like the best game to pull it out if we're ever gonna pull it out. So I'm happy I got a cook.
That was really mean in the bottom lane. That was really mean in both games. I'm going to be straight up honest with you, but I'm happy you got to cook as well. And now, since we're on the topic of food, let's continue that topic through, because I know a little something about you. Tomo, hit me with this. This is very important to me because I live in California and we have a lot of spots out here. Give me your top 3 sushi rolls.
I'm kind of basic, honestly. I just get like, okay, honestly, like when I get sushi, I don't get the expensive kind because like that's out of my budget, right? So I just go to like the cheap sushi places and I just get like,
You just get California rolls?
I mean, it's good enough for me, you know? So like for me, I just get like the basic stuff, honestly. And sometimes maybe like if I'm feeling it, I'll get like a popcorn shrimp roll or something.
You have a popcorn shrimp roll?
Yeah, a sushi stop.
My favorite roll personally is eel rolls. Anything that
Eel roll?
has
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
All right, before we close out, do you have any shout outs you want to give?
Shout out to my team. I think they're all really good players, and I'm happy that I was able to play with them. Shout out to XU. He's kind of fighting COVID right now, but he's been recovering pretty well. And yeah.
All right, well, thank you so much for the interview, Tomo. I want to wish you the best of luck in the rest of the regular season. As for now, we're going to take a moment to throw it over to a short break. While we return with the rest of the cast and we'll be right back.